The first competition is MotoJam JCB Racing. Now it is the driver against the clock, and the driver with the fastest time is walking away with the first 8 points of this afternoon's event. So Spokane, who's ready for JCB Racing? Kicking things off, it's Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. For Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack. Now that is going to be the time to beat in the JCB Racing competition. Our first competitor out. We have 7 more to go. The original Super Glue Glued to the Action replay showcases that initial run. He got some great speed right out the gate. Lost a little bit of time as he was coming around that final turn. Coming down the tunnel, it's Dalton Wagner. Backwards Bob. Dalton Wagner and Backwards Bob took the first JCB Racing win of the weekend on Friday. Can he do it again? We're going to find out as he is pulling up to the line. Your eyes are not deceiving you, ladies and gentlemen. That body is in fact backwards. Let's go, Green! A 10.458 for Dalton Wagner in Backwards Bob, one of his personal fastest times of the weekend. A new time to beat, again, a 10.458. Dalton Wagner in Backwards Bob. Two competitors down. We have 6 more to go. Remember, the winner of this competition earns the first 8 points in pursuit of an overall event championship. And we're going to continue on with the driver behind the wheel of the Crazy Bull, Abe Galvin, El Toro Loco. An 11.078 for Abe Galvin in El Toro Loco. That's good enough to put him currently in 3rd place in the JCB Racing competition. The original Super Glue Glued to the Action replay is up there on the video board. He slows down right here at the very end. It's on that initial turn around the turn cone where he lost a little bit of momentum out the gate. Respectable time, though, again, an 11.078, putting him currently in 3rd place in the JCB Racing competition. He's one of our rookie drivers. He had made his debut only last week in Nampa, Idaho. Now he's with us here in Spokane, graduate of MotoJam University, so he's one to keep an eye on in the future of MotoJam for sure. Coming down the tunnel, it's Carson Williams, Monster Motocross. mutt Rottweiler. The original super glue glued to the action replay. A really solid run overall. At the very end is where he lost a little momentum. Hits the brake, goes over the finish line. Oh, but he actually rolled over that finish line. So those BKT tires hit the pod before it crossed over the line. So he lost a little bit of time there. Moving on to our next competitor ready to make some waves. It's Khalil Lamar in Megalodon.
A 10.455. We got a new leader and a new time to beat. A 10.455 for Khalil Lamar in Megalodon. Take a look right here. That super glue glued to the action replay comes around that turn nice and strong. Accelerates here, but slows around before crossing that finish line. Take a look at the difference between backwards Bob, Dalton Wagner, and Khalil Lamar in Megalodon. Really impressive stuff. And Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. She beat her own best time, which was a 10.309 yesterday. And now we have a 10.3 flat. Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo, your new leader and new time to beat in the JCB racing competition. 6 competitors down, 2 more to go before we crown the first 8 points of this afternoon's event. Coming down the tunnel, it's Matt Cody, Grave Digger. Take a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay. Comes around that turn solid, accelerates down the straightaway, brakes, you can see right there. He overshot the finish line, which is why he actually went towards the left as he was crossing it. 11.019 for Matt Cody in Grave Digger. Last but not least, it's Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. He took the JCB Racing win last night. Can he do it again? And 11.217 for Devin Winfield in Velociraptor, but that means the winner of the JCB Racing competition with the fastest time of the weekend, Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo. A little fun fact for all of our fans. Saturday afternoon, she won the JCB Racing competition and then went on to become
become the BKT overall event champion. Could it be that we're going to see a pattern continue today? In just a moment, we'll get to hear from the winner who just secured the first 8 points of this afternoon's event. She'll be standing by on the track with Kay Young. But to put this into perspective, Monster Jam fans, she's actually coming from all the way in the back of the pit area. So she's going to be running down that tunnel momentarily. Here she is, Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo.
Brianna, you were absolutely locked in on that run, 10.3, the fastest time of the entire weekend, and that is held by you. Congratulations.
That feels great, you know, coming out here, it's raining outside, it's cold, the truck wasn't really running right, but you know what, we came out and made the best of it. I've really not always been the greatest at time racing, so to come out here and stay so consistent all weekend feels great.
The momentum is on your side as we move on to the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge, and I know this dirt has been tricky but also very tacky, so it's a give and take. How do you feel coming into the next competition?
Yeah, you know, I've had some really good skills competition, and I've really bombed this weekend at the same time, you know, depending on the dirt and how I'm feeling in the truck and the ramp changing every day. So coming out here, gonna try to just stay consistent, do the best that I can, and give it all that I got.
Can't wait to see what you do out here on the track. Let's make some noise for your JCB Racing winner, Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo!
Congratulations one more time to Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo, your JCB Racing winner. Let's take a look right now at the BKT overall event leaderboard. She secured those first 8 points, as you can see, but only 1 point behind. His highest finish so far in JCB Racing is Khalil Lamar in Megalodon. And rounding out that top 3, another very tough competitor is Dalton Widener in Backwards Bob with 6 points going into the second phase of our competition, which is going to be the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Now, each one of these drivers is going to have 2 attempts to showcase their biggest and best moves just on 2 BKT tires. So we're looking for a variety of things, such as stoppies, hoppers, wheelies, bicycles, moonwalks, and so much more. And don't worry, myself and Kay will be calling out some of these moves so you guys know how to properly identify them. And this will be your first opportunity to score using judgeszone.com. But before we get to that, I'm hanging here at the desk right now with Jayla and Kinley. They are a sister duo, and they're having so much fun here at Monster Jam. They've been here before, so they know a couple of things here. So who do you want to win today, Jayla?
El Toro Loco!
Oh, all right, we got an El Toro Loco. Kinley, who do you want to win?
Grave Digger!
Oh, we got 2 competing sisters here right now. But you know what? I have a feeling you both are going to go home winners because you guys are going to play a game with me called Truckin' Pals. So in just a second, we're going to see 3 trucks up there on the video board. See them up there? So we have 3 competitors. Shayla, look up there. We have El Toro Loco, we have Grave Digger, and we have Megalodon. Now, each of these trucks are going to race. You guys have to tell me who you think is going to win that race, right? So, Jayla, who do you think is going to win the race?
El Toro Loco!
All right, Kinley, who do you think is going to win the race?
Grave Digger!
I had a funny feeling this was going to go this way. We're going to find out which one of these sisters is right, so let's take it up to the video board. El Toro Loco, Grave Digger, and Megalodon. We have a race, and here we go. We have Megalodon starting off really strong, but oh no, Grave Digger is starting to make a comeback. El Toro Loco is falling far behind. Megalodon is inching forward. Grave Digger is now, okay, we have El Toro Loco. Who's it gonna be? The winner is El Toro Loco! Jayla was right, El Toro Loco. She's jumping up and down, but you know what? Everybody goes home here a winner at Monster Jam. So, you're going home with one of our Zombie Truckin' Pals toys, and Kinley, you're going home with one of our Earthshaker Truckin' Pals toys. Monster Jam fans, give it up for 2 incredible young fans. We got Kinley, we got Jayla, here at Monster Jam. Give it up for them. The time has come for our second competition, that Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Remember, Monster Jam fans, this is going to be your first opportunity to score using judgeszone.com. And for more on that, I turn it over to Kay Young, who is floating around here somewhere.
Absolutely, Christina. That's right. This is your first opportunity to help us score our winner. You're going to log on to judgeszone.com. You're going to put in that code SPO. All right? You're going to click submit. And of course, myself or Christina will let you know when scoring is open. You'll have 20 seconds to lock in your fan score using that BKT tire to slide it up or down to the score you think our drivers deserve. And you'll click submit. All right, who's ready for the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge?
Our first competitor is Carson Williams, Monster Buck Rottweiler.
Give it up for Carson Williams and Monster Buck Rottweiler. All right, this is your first opportunity to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. You've got about 14 seconds left now. Make sure you use that super glue to the action replay to remind you about the 2 attempts from our Monster Jam drivers.
So that first attempt that we witnessed is what we call a popper, where you accelerate, you hit the throttle, and then you pop that 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck on those front 2 BKT tires. He's setting the bar here with a 3.451. Again, a 3.451. That's going to be the score to beat in the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge. Kay, that first attempt was solid. The second one looked like he couldn't find that balancing point.
Sometimes the track, especially the way after our dirt crew tilts it up, what it does is it actually brings moisture back up, so it kind of can be a little bit slick out there. It was a great attempt off the lock stack, though, and I know his family is in the building. I think I see them right now here in section 114 hanging out with us as well in their big cheering section here, because he's right here from the great state of Washington. But a great way to start things off here.
Definitely a great way to start things off. And it's always wonderful when we get to see the drivers' friends and family there to support them. And, you know, it's always extra special, especially for these drivers. They want to come out and put their best foot forward always. But they kind of take it up a notch when there's family, you know, in the arena. Remember, everybody, as you guys are scoring at judgeszone.com, you're looking for a variety of those things. We're looking for those 2 attempts, stoppies, poppers, wheelies, bicycles, moonwalks. A moonwalk is exactly as it sounds, just like Michael Jackson that moonwalked and danced his way. It goes into reverse. So keep an eye out for all those different moves. Coming down the tunnel representing Team Throttle Monster, it's Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack.
Jurassic Attack. He goes off with the popper first and then goes for the bicycle. That's only the second time we've seen that this weekend. A little trouble on the popper once again, but Christina, just to give some of our fans some insight, there's no monitor in the back, so a lot of these drivers don't know that if there's an issue with the track or anything like that, he would not know to not do the popper on that side based on Carson Williams' first attempt.
That's right, Kay. So these drivers are actually strapped into their trucks. They're in the zone already. So their line of communication is within their crew chief. So sometimes the crew chief is in their ear. If they're able to watch back, you know, on the track or watch behind the scenes, sometimes they are able to communicate what is working and what is not. Scores are locked in with a 5.092. Again, 5.092 for Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. Coming up next, it's Devin Winfield, Velociraptor.
Christina, I think I'm going to eat my words on this one because that popper, what was giving everyone else some trouble, greatly executed there by Velociraptor. And then, of course, giving us a bicycle and kind of just stalls right there on those tires. So a great 2 attempts there, I think, from Devin Winfield and Velociraptor.
Absolutely, and I have a funny feeling we're going to see a lot of these drivers pushing the envelope because this is one of the final events before they start competing for 2025, so they're definitely trying some new things out there. Let's see what you guys thought of that one. Scores are officially locked in. A new leader, new score to beat with an 8.285 for Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. Coming up next, it's time to get a little crazy with 8 Gallon and Toro Loco.
Let's hear it for 8 Gallon and Toro Loco. Time to get those scores locked in right now at judgeszone.com. We saw 2 wheelie attempts there from 8 Gallon El Toro Loco, coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. His 2nd career event. As we get to see his 2 attempts there on the Super Bowl, glued to the action replay.
So remember, Monster Jam fans, you guys have all the power here. So in your opinion, was that a better presentation in the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge than that of our current leader, which is Devin Winfield in Velociraptor with an 8.285? The score for El Toro Loco is
Pretty close, an 8.172. That's good enough to put him currently in second place in the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge. Coming up next, she's searching for Scooby snacks. It's Brianna Mahal, Scooby-Doo. Right there, back into a moonwalk. That's the fourth combination. Back into a reverse popper. 5 different moves in one attempt, Christina. I was cheering up here, Kay. You and I were cheering, and the entire crowd was really into that one. Impressive stuff from Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Let's see what you guys thought. Scores are locked and coming in on the video board right now. Once again for Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. A 9.009. We got a new leader and new score to beat. Coming up next, right on the track there, we have Khalil Lamar in Megalodon. That code is SPO. Put your finger on the BKT tire, slide it up or down, and click submit on the score that you feel he deserves for those 2 attempts. We just saw a little reminder on that super glued to the action replay. You guys got a few more seconds to lock in those scores. Let's take it up to the video board. The score for Khalil Lamar in Megalodon is going to be a 7.083. Good enough to put him currently in 4th place in the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge. It's time to get a little confused with Dalton Widener in backwards bottom. backwards bob. Make sure that you guys are sliding the BKT tire up or down and click and submit on a score that you feel he deserves for that run. First attempt didn't quite go the way he wanted to, but man, did he make up for it in that second attempt. Take a look at the original super glue, glued to the action replay, balances on the nose, shows complete control, took his time going up the ramp, through the elevated obstacle, through the center of that pod, and right back down the other way. And before he put all 4 BKT tires down, he continued in reverse. Really impressive stuff. Showcases immense control. Let's see what you guys thought of that one. Score to beat, a 9.009 by Scooby-Doo. The score for backwards Bob is a 9.272, new leader, new score to beat. Last but not least, it's time to get there to the ball with your Arena Series West champion, that Cody Gravedigger. Put your hands together for Matt Cody in Gravedigger. Scoring is open at judgeszone.com. Kind of sort where he was going with that one. He balanced it perfectly on the nose. The original super glue glued to the action replay. Got that popper. Takes it to the brink and in slow motion rolls it forward. It looks like he was trying to land on the back 2 BKT tires and do almost a forward roll. Didn't quite get that rotation, but solid attempt. Couple more seconds. Let's lock in those scores for Matt Cody in Gravedigger. A 7.687, 5th place for Matt Cody in Gravedigger, but that means the winner of the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge is Dalton Reiner, backwards Bob.
Dalton, when you're driving Jurassic Attack, it's always fun to watch that, but I think it's even cooler now to watch you do the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge in a backwards bob, because we just get completely confused what's going on the track, and I think that makes it cooler. So congratulations on this big win for you.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to confuse it a little bit. I pulled a reverser at first, and it didn't really work out that well. But stop me, I was going to do something way cooler than what I did anyways, but it didn't work out. I was trying to get that thing to balance on the pod, and I was going to front roll it down the pod, but I didn't want any of it. But what do you guys think? You like 2-wheel skills or what?
Well, we've got way more action coming up. We've got a whole second half. We've got sky wheelies. We've got freestyle, of course. And you said earlier today in the pit party that backwards bob might not look like anything recognizable. What are your thoughts coming into the second half?
Oh, man, it's going to be nothing but total carnage. I'm going to have some fun tonight. I'll make you a deal, Spokane. The louder you get, the wilder I get. Let's have a good time. Woo!
Congratulations one more time to Dalton Widener in backwards bob. I
I hope you guys are enjoying the first half of the Monster Jam, and we have a lot more competition coming your way. But right now, it's halftime, so the perfect time to get up, stretch your legs a little bit, grab a snack, maybe hop over to one of our merchandise stands and get yourself a little bit of Monster Jam swag or a keepsake, because this is a really cool event and our final event here in Spokane. But we will be back momentarily when the superstars of the FMX take to the track and take to the sky. But right now, enjoy halftime. Here in just a moment, we're going to have a fifth straight competition with some of the most talented riders in the world.
Our freestyle motocross riders are going to fly through the sky 4 times, hit these practice ramps here a couple more times, and then we'll get into the best trick competition. Keep in mind that the ramps are spread about 70 to 75 feet wide, and our riders will get about 40 to 45 feet high in the air. I need you all to welcome Taylor Edmonds, our first rider. Please welcome our second rider, Cody McDonough. Let's make some noise right now for our third rider, Billy Wilson. And our last rider, let's get loud right now for Dean Pace. They're going to continue to fly through the sky here, kind of test out these ramps, test out some of the moves that they might do during the best trick competition. And as you're watching this, make sure you take pictures and take videos. Use the hashtag MonsterJam and upload them to your favorite social media sites. Some of our riders, some of our drivers, they use that hashtag to find new fans. As we see a little cliffhanger action there from Dean Pate. Taylor Edmonds throwing down a whip. Cody McDonough hanging out there with an Indian air. The two-handed seat. Grab or the two-handed heart attack. And an Indian air from Dean Pate. They're going to wrap things up here with these practice ramp tests. Spokane makes a noise for your freestyle motocross riders. All right, now it's time to get into the best trick competition, and this is where our riders will have one attempt to throw down their sickest trick, and you, the fans, of course, will be using judgeszone.com, just like you've been doing for our Monster Jam drivers. The code is still the same, SPO, and you'll still have 20 seconds to lock in your fan score. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready? You guys are ready, right? All right, Washington, are you ready?
We're going to kick things off with Taylor Edmonds, our first competitor here in the FMX Best Trick Competition. Has been riding freestyle for about 3 years, and he's been with Monster Jam for 1 year. This is his rookie season with us here at Monster Jam. Let's see what he has in store for his best trick.
Let's make some noise right now for Taylor Edmonds, throwing down the one-handed heart attack. Time to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com as he kicks things off here. Take a look at that replay, the extension, grabbing onto the seat with one hand and then flying through the air like Superman. Time to get those scores in for the one-handed heart attack from Taylor Edmonds.
Really great form right there, lots of control, lots of actually like core strength that needs to go into that because you're holding on to one hand with the handlebar and then literally extending your legs completely. So really impressive stuff to kick things off. A 7.191, that's going to be the score to beat in the best trick competition. Coming up next, it's Cody McDonough.
Cody McDonough is our next competitor here of the best trick competition. When you see that front tire hit the mat, I need all of you to get loud for Cody McDonough! And he will throw down the whip. Time to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. That was his trick right there, the whip, where he whips the bike. Almost looks like he's gonna make a circle, Christina. There it is.
Yeah, bike and body move almost simultaneously in the air. What did you guys think of that one? Remember, you guys got all the power. Your scores are locked in. Score to beat is 7.191. The score for Cody McDonough is a 7.348, which means we got a new leader, a new score to beat. Coming up next, he hails from Phoenix, Arizona. It's Billy Wilson.
We are going to see what Billy Wilson throws down here this afternoon. Trying to get his first best trick competition win this weekend. Lining up here, getting ready. Spokane, are you ready to see Billy Wilson? And he throws down the backflip. Time to get those scores in now at judgeszone.com. The code is still the same, SPO. What did you think about that backflip? Was it well executed? Was it good enough to take the lead? There it is in slow motion.
And I think, Kay, towards the end, you kind of waved a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think I saw a wave. From my angle, I couldn't see it, but then the replay, I saw it.
What do you guys think? Let's find out. Is he going to be your new leader and new score to beat? He is! Billy Wilson with an 8.947. Last but not least, from Paso Robles, California, it's Dean Payne. This is Dean's 7th year with us here at Monster Jam. He has traveled with us nationally and internationally. He's actually just in Australia. One of our very fierce competitors here and part of the US FMX team.
Let's get loud right now for Dean Payne! Time to get those scores in now. Our final competitor with the backflip heel clicker. Take a look at the replay. What an incredible move in slow motion. Backflip heel clicker.
I always love to see that one in slow motion because you have the hands on the handlebars and then you have to fully extend your legs to the front of the bike to click those heels, and it all happens in a split second because you got to rotate and then land on that safety bag. Final competitor. Final time for these scores. Scores are locked in. Billy Wilson is at 8.947. The score for Dean Payne is a 9.559. And with that, he has swept the weekend in Best Trick Competition wins.
Congratulations there to Dean Payne, our winner. We'll talk to him in just a moment because I got to ask you, would you like to see some more freestyle motocross? I don't know, Christina. I think we got to give him a little bit more pumped up. What do you say?
I think we got to get the energy back up in here. Come on, Meg.
All right, you want to see some more FMX? All right, we're going to have our freestyle motocross runners go back to back to back to back. Make some noise! come back for another Monster Jam train. For the last time this weekend, you will see these 4 riders take it to the sky. So I need each and every one of you to get as loud as you can, because the louder you are, the bigger the air, the crazier the trick. Right now, let's hear it for your freestyle motocross riders. All right, I say one more time. One more time. We're going to do one more time. Your freestyle motocross riders. For the last time this weekend, and for the last time today here in our last event, make some noise for Taylor Eddins, Cody McDonough, Billy Wilson, and Dean Tate. Let's hear it for your freestyle motocross riders, Team USFMX. And in just a moment, we're going to be talking to our best trick competition winner, Dean Pate. Spokane, can you show him some love? Dean Pate, your best trick competition winner. Dean, you swept the entire weekend. The momentum carried on from last weekend in Idaho. Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without all you guys showing up and supporting, being loud, pumping us up to go big. What you guys think, Spokane?
Christina mentioned you just got back from Australia. I've toured with you in South Africa, all kinds of things different around the world. Did you ever think that this sport would lead you to see and do and travel the way you have?
Honestly, no. I've always dreamed of doing it. I never thought I'd be in the position I am. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys supporting. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Monster Jam family. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for hard work and dedication. So I owe it all to hard work. I owe it to you fans. So thank you, Spokane.
We're looking into the 2025 season. How excited are you to have some time off, kind of maybe figure out some new tricks, some new things to do, and then get ready for next year?
Yeah, I'm excited. I got like 35 days off before I head to Abu Dhabi. I go there over Christmas for another Monster Jam event. I'll come back. I'll start my first round off in Salt Lake. As you said, I got some time off. I'm going to be working on some new tricks, get them bigger for you guys next year. So make sure you come back and check it out. Thanks again, Spokane.
Make some noise right now for Dean Pate, your best trick competition winner. Well, Christina, you know we gotta have some fun, right? Because the next competition coming up is the Sky Wheelie competition. And this is where our drivers will have one attempt, and one attempt only, to showcase their best Sky Wheelie. You, the fans, of course, are gonna be looking for a couple things. You're gonna be looking for that vertical position, for the big air, and for the crazy wow moments that might end up happening there at the end of the Sky Wheelie. You're also gonna wanna be looking for where these Monster Jam drivers decide to line up on the pod. Do they use the same one that everyone else is using, or do they try something different? You'll of course have 20 seconds to lock in your scores at judgeszone.com. All right, who's ready for the Sky Wheelie competition?
Starting things off, it's going to be Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. Devin Winfield is looking to secure his first win in the Sky Wheelie competition this weekend. He's going to be setting the bar for his fellow competitors. You can see him coming down the top.
Give it up for Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. Time to lock in those those scores now at judgeszone.com. You know the routine. Take a look at the replay. Did you see vertical position? Did you see big air? Did you see some crazy wow factor? That will all be up to you to decide at judgeszone.com.
So that particular sky wheelie was pitched forward ever so slightly. It had a little bit more of a horizontal leap as opposed to directly up or down, which is what we're looking for. Scores are locked in. We got a 5.130. That's going to be the score to beat in our sky wheelie competition. Ready to make some waves, it's Khalil Lamar in Megalodon.
Christina, from my advantage point and from the replay, he lands the vertical position and he lands the big air. What are your thoughts so far on seeing that?
So that's exactly what we're looking for. That is a textbook sky wheelie, perfect vertical positioning, got some awesome height there, and then he also, a little extra flair, sticks the landing on the back 2 BKT tire. So that's everything we're looking for, but let's see what our fans thought of that one. Scores are locked in. Score to beat is a 5.130. The score for Megalodon is a 7.499, which means we got a new leader and new score to beat. Coming up next, we call her the Queen of Sky Wheelies, Brianna Mahal.
Make some noise for Brianna Mahal and Scooby-Doo. Christina continues to stay locked in. I mean, the sky wheelie itself looks particularly the same when it's lined up against Khalil Lamar and Megalodon, but the height is where I think we're going to see the difference when it comes down to those two particular sky wheelies side by side.
Yes, I definitely think there was a little bit more height there. You actually, if you were looking really closely, she suspends time for almost a half a second before landing on the back 2 BKT tire. So let's see what these fans thought when comparing the two sky wheelies. Megalodon 7.499. The score for Scooby-Doo is... The height definitely helped, an 8.490, new leader, new score to beat. Coming down the tunnel, it's Matt Cody, Grave Digger.
Time to get those scores locked in right now at judgeszone.com. And of course, he tries to kind of swing it around there a little bit, but it just doesn't grab the last tire. So you saw the back tire kind of make that little grab, but he couldn't get that other tire down on the ground, and so he takes a tumble. But nonetheless, it's a really cool move.
Definitely cool to watch, though. And Kay, you know, we spoke about this earlier with him at the round table. He's trying new things, okay? 2025 is right around the corner. So he's workshopping new tricks and trying new things here at Monster Jam. Let's see what you guys thought of this one, though. Grave Digger scores are coming in on the video board. A 7.451. Still a really great score that's going to put him currently in 3rd place in our Sky Wheelie competition.
Buddy Cooper, we're gonna play a trivia game, all right, Cooper? You having fun?
Yeah.
All right. Who are you rooting for, Cooper?
Megalodon.
Oh, that's a good one. Do we have any Megalodon fans in the house? We got a whole bunch right there. I see the hat right there. All right. So you're having a good time. You're rooting for a Megalodon. How about we play a game, all right? We're going to go look at the video board at a trivia question. We're going to see if we can help our buddy here get the answer right. All right, let's take a look at the video board. Which city is hosting the Monster Jam World Finals in 2025? That's next year. Is it A, Los Angeles, B, Orlando, C, Nashville, or D, Salt Lake City? All right, I'm going to help you out. This year, we were already in Los Angeles, so we're gonna get rid of A. So is it B, Orlando, C, Nashville, or D, Salt Lake City? Do you think you know what it is? Here, I'm going to give you another hint. We already did Orlando a couple years ago. And in Nashville, we were there last year. And if you look over there, it'll tell you exactly where we're going to go. I know I'm cheating, right, Cooper? So what do you think it is?
D.
D! Oh, let's see if he's right. Drum roll, please. D! Cooper, give me a high five. All right, Cooper, we're going to go home with a zombie trucking pals. All right, congratulations. Hopefully we see you in Salt Lake City next year. All of you fans, make sure you grab your tickets and log on to monsterjam.com. It's going to be 2 days of nonstop Monster Jam action.
Jumping back into our Sky Wheelie competition, he's a graduate from Monster Jam University, a Galvin El Toro Loco.
You've got about 14 seconds left on the clock, and Christine, I think everybody in this competition is coming out trying to win. I mean, just look at that attempt there from El Toro Loco. Mimics a few others that we've seen here so far.
Yeah, it's definitely on par with Megalodon as well as Scooby-Doo. But let's see what these fans thought. Your scores are officially locked in. The score for El Toro Loco is the 7.883. That's going to put him currently in second place in our Sky Wheelie competition. That score to beat, though, is still held onto by Brianna Mahan with an 8.490. Take a look at the leaderboard right now.
Again, sitting pretty at the top. Can Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack take over the leaderboard? We're gonna find out.
The Monster Jam pod, which to me that shows a little bit more of a risk there as well, because we all know that the log stack is what everybody's been hitting and getting those nice big vertical sky wheelies. So I would give him maybe a point extra just for trying something new.
Yeah, that's where creativity comes into play with the sky wheelie competition. You know, taking a risk, going with a different one of those obstacles. Let's see if it paid off. Scores are locked in. A 6.560, excuse me, 6.560 for Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack. Representing Team Throttle Monster, it's Carson Williams, Monster Butt Rottweiler. Let's hear it for Carson Williams, Monster Butt Rottweiler. Scoring is open at judgeszone.com. Let's get those scores submitted, because we only have one more competitor left in the Sky Wheelie competition. Original Super Glue glued to the action replay is your reminder. He didn't have as much momentum as we've seen from his fellow competitors. Didn't get enough height, but a valiant effort. Let's see what you guys thought. Scores are locked in on the video board of 5.455 for Carson Williams and Monster Butt Rottweiler. Last but not least, it's Dalton Widener, backwards bob. Which means this is your final opportunity to go to judgeszone.com before we crown a winner in this particular competition. Super Glue glued to the action replay. He had some great momentum coming around the track. So if you notice, he almost did do, a full lap around, trying to take advantage of that momentum before hitting the log stack. Let's see if it paid off. Scores are locked in. Remember, score to beat is currently held by Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo. You can see the scores coming in at 6.832, fifth place for Dalton Widener in backwards bob. But that means the winner of the Sky Wheelie competition, she cracks the case again. Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo.
The two words for this weekend, locked in, and that is what best describes you in the Sky Wheelie competition. When you came out there, I told Christina, I said, wow, the vertical position, but the big air, you took a big risk out there.
I really did. I typically don't necessarily like to do that right before freestyle every time. The guys are in the back right now, welding my bumper back together. I honestly destroyed it. So, you know what, they're all out there working hard, but That was a huge hit, but I am so pumped for freestyle.
I mean, you are on your way to being on the top of the leaderboard, you know, looking for that last event, Monster Jam Freestyle. You feel positive that you can come out with a win and maybe even get that overall?
You know, absolutely. That's why we come out here, to give you guys some carnage. And I always say, y'all are going to pay for the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. So Spokane, if you are ready for one last hurrah of the weekend, let me hear you get loud!
Let's hear it for your Skyway competition winner, Mira Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Congratulations one more time. The Princess of Carnage has done it again, and she is sitting currently at the top with 23 points in pursuit of that overall event championship. In second place, we've seen this pattern. He's been holding on to that second place spot. It's backwards Bob's Dalton Widener with 18 points. And then you can see a tie actually between our two rookies, which is El Toro Loco, Gabe Alvin, as well as Khalil Lamar in Megalodon, each with 16 points. Rounding out the top 5, we have Gravediggers Matt Cody with 14 points, all going into the final phase of the competition. Now, I mentioned this earlier, especially with Matt Cody. I want to highlight that for a second because 2025 is right around the corner, so which means we have 5 series in rotation starting fresh in January. So we're going to have 3 arena championship series as well as 2 stadium championship series. So a lot of these drivers are trying to workshop new tricks and new things so they can innovate and really push the envelope going into 2025. And that's what we're seeing today with drivers like Matt Cody in Gravedigger. Now coming up next is Monster Jam Freestyle, the epic finale that we've all been waiting for. Take a look at the video board because there's some really important things to note when scoring this competition. So each driver will have 60 seconds to showcase their biggest and best moves that we've seen all night long, okay? But in order to qualify for a score, they must complete at least 15 seconds of the run. We've had instances this weekend where drivers started what could have been an incredible freestyle, but unfortunately they did not complete the required 15 seconds. So that is very important. We're looking for the use of the obstacles, the creativity, the wow factor, those technical moves, those combination moves, and anything else that these Monster Jam amazing athletes can do to wow you fans and take a BKT overall event championship.
Monster Jam fans, I need your help to get freestyle started. Take out your cell phones, light them up. We're gonna move them up and down. Stay on the beat. Are you guys ready? Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, keep it going! We have reached the pinnacle of today's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! the track this weekend. Dalton Weiner and backwards Bob said he was going to leave it all on the line, and there you see the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay. Don't forget to use that replay as a highlight reel, highlight package, and it'll remind you how to get those scores locked in, because you'll see and get reminded of all the cool moves you saw out on the track.
Your scores are locked in for backwards Bob. Let's see what you guys thought of that one. A 7.742, again a 7.742 for backwards Bob, setting the bar for his fellow competitors in the freestyle competition. You know, Kay, I mentioned this earlier, and I want to see if you kind of echo my sentiments, that 2025 is around the corner, so these drivers are really trying to push the envelope. They're trying to do new things in preparation for a new competition season.
Yeah, and I was talking to Dalton Widener actually during the halftime, and he looked at me and he said, Kay, I am so excited for 2025. He is locked in. He was the 2024 JCB Arena Racer of the Year, and now he's moving into the stadium where he can stretch his legs a little bit, but we have to think, I mean, you know by far how important it is to learn these technical driving skills in a small confined space like an arena, and that's where we see some of the best drivers come out of.
You know, because it is more challenging sometimes. You have to be very, very aware of the space that you have around you. And just a note going off of that with this particular body, he talked about this throughout the weekend, that his peripheral vision was kind of hindered a little bit. So the fact that he's even able to come out here and do the tricks that he's able to pull off, with knowing that because the body is backwards, he loses some of the peripheral vision, you know, it's even more of a testament to his talent, Kay.
I think a lot of people don't understand too, the fiberglass bodies, they give different types of vision depending on what you have and what you're using right now as well. And of course for him, you know, I don't know if you can tell out on Jurassic Attack, there is some different holes on the side, and he's been able to use those different holes or windows to be able to use, like you said, that peripheral vision.
Yeah, he's so used to actually also having that horn in the center of the truck as well. So, you know, when Tim Hall Jr. comes out here in Jurassic Attack, I want everybody to note there is a horn on that Monster Jam truck. So that also plays a part in what you're able to do and how you're able to see. You know, even El Toro Loco down here right now, those horns sometimes impact your vision. So it's a really cool truck. All these bodies are incredible. But, you know, that's just another challenge for these Monster Jam superstars to overcome. Jump back into our Monster Jam freestyle competition and get a little crazy with Abe Galvin, El Toro Loco. with 31 seconds on the clock. As you can see here, a couple of pieces of that fiberglass body have come off of El Toro Loco. So we're just going to make sure we clear some of those elements so that he can continue and refire.
Take a look at the Super Glued to the action replay.
A really fun freestyle to watch. Arguably, I would say this is one of his best ones of the weekend in terms of momentum and especially that height that he was able to get through some of those jumps. But let's see what you guys thought of that one. Scores are locked in, so let's take it up to the video board for the score. For El Toro Loco, a 7.868, which means we got a new leader and new score to beat here in the freestyle competition.
I am here with some very special guests, the parents of our next driver.
Coming up next, our son Carson Williams in Monster Mutt Rottweiler.
Take a look at the video board for the Super Glued to the action replay. He gets height, he gets big air, you even add some technical moves in there. I think this might be the best freestyle I have seen all weekend from Carson. He is pumped.
Okay, I 100% agree, especially right out the gate, that initial jump had that pop, had that height, had that distance. Great way to start that freestyle and a solid ending as well. Scores are locked in. Score to beat is El Toro Loco with a 7.868. The score for Monster Mutt Rottweiler is a 7.523. That's good enough to put him currently in third place in our freestyle competition. Let's take a look at the leaderboard right now. All of these drivers have been pretty consistent in these scores. In the sevens, Ava Galvin, one of our rookie drivers, I've said this before, but this is only his second weekend with us here at Monster Jam, and he's already proving himself one to watch in the future. That freestyle earned him a score of a 7.868. Backwards Bob's Dalton Widener, that tumble at the end. But what he did do was he completed the full 60 seconds. He had some great technical moves in there, used all of the different obstacles, earning himself a score of a 7.743. And last but not least, we just heard Carson Williams and Monster Mutt Rottweiler, that 7.523. Kay and I were talking about that. That was probably his most aggressive freestyle run of the weekend. And I had a funny feeling that it had something to do, or a little to do, with his amazing parents in the crowd. Continuing on, the Princess of Carnage, Brianna Mahan, Scooby-Doo.
Will she be our overall event champion? That is solely up to you as fans. Even with a broken sway bar or sway bar arm, Christina, even though she's leaning a little bit there to the left on my side of things, she threw down an epic freestyle to end things off here in Spokane.
This is so exciting to watch. Taking a little bit of a risk because she still had about 15 seconds left on the clock when she went for that backflip. Man, what a way to end event number 4 for Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Scores are officially locked in. The score for Scooby-Doo is... a 9.482. We got a new leader. A new score to beat with Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. Working towards that freestyle competition win. One more time, just take a look at that original super glue to the action replay. Almost a slap wheelie right there. And an awesome backflip, an awesome Morgan & Morgan backflip. And to Kay's point, there was definitely a broken sway bar after that backflip, but she was able to continue on. She was not giving up those 15 seconds. 4 competitors down, 4 to go here in Monster Jam Freestyle. You guys have been doing awesome all event long, participating at judgeszone.com. We appreciate it because this is the only sport in the world where our fans directly impact the outcome of the event. So not only do you guys get to watch, but you guys get to immerse yourself in the competition and really get to be a part of history here at Monster Jam for each and every event. Continuing on, coming down the tunnel, it's Devin Whitfield, Velociraptor.
The sidewall save, the donut, then gets back onto the other side. What a move.
And that is something that is so difficult to pull off because think of it, you're balancing a 12,000-pound machine on the front and back side BKT tires, which is no easy feat. Let us know what you guys thought of that one. 8.467, rightfully so. Good enough to put him currently in second place in Monster Jam Freestyle. Time to put your fins together for Khalil Lamar.
Let's hear it for Khalil Lamar, Megalodon. Time to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. I'm going to start calling him Megalodon with the big air, okay? Because he is, the last couple events here, he has been throwing down some huge air in his freestyles. He's already shown he has no fear when it comes to freestyle.
You know, and the fact that he was a stunt man, you know, that he has that in his favor. So the fact that he gets behind the wheel and gets that epic air is just, it's absolutely incredible all weekend long. All right, scores are locked in. Let's take it up to the video board for Khalil Lamar in Megalodon. An 8.388, putting him currently in 3rd place in Monster Jam Freestyle. Our second to last competitor from Team Throttle Monster, it's Tim Cole Jr., Jurassic Attack. Throughout the entirety, it had some big air. At one point, it had a slap wheelie in the middle on the center of that elevated obstacle. He went for the bicycle. Just look at that air that he was able to achieve. That was an aggressive freestyle, ending it with that bicycle, of course. Scores are locked in at 8.087. 4th place currently in Monster Jam Freestyle. This is your final opportunity to score at judgeszone.com before we go ahead and crown a freestyle winner and a BKT overall event champion. Let us know what you guys thought of that one. Was it fair to the bone? You got a few more seconds. Let's lock in those scores. For Matt Cody and Grave Digger, scores are coming in on the video board right now.
to see what you guys scored. Our final competitor, an 8.381. What all of this means is Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo is your freestyle and overall event champion.
Come all the way up here because you deserved it. You fought so hard here. Coming into the very last event, you put everything into it, and now you got that trophy. Congratulations.
You know what, it feels great to not only get one of these a weekend, but now we've got two. I know this is the most, Matt has been able to hold a trophy this year. These tours are hard, man. These stadium ship tours are hard. These arena series are hard, but coming out here and showing you guys what we can do, especially as females, and being that role model for all you girls out there. Let me hear you, Spokane.
Matt, you have worked your tail off, literally all pun intended, to make sure that she's got a well-oiled machine here for this weekend. You're holding this trophy as well. You're wrapping things up for yourself as well in 2024.
Yeah, 124, she fought us all weekend long. We've had issue after issue after issue. But we kept that truck out here so she could come out here for all you Monster Jam fans, make points, and that's how we're making on this, baby!
Congratulations one last time. You want to say goodbye to Spokane?
Thank you.
Congratulations one more time to the Princess of Carnage, Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo for securing that second BKT overall event championship win this weekend. We have had 4 amazing events right here in the Spokane Arena, and we hope you guys had as much fun as we did. On behalf of myself, Christina Moore, Kay Young, and all of us here at Feld Entertainment Spokane, that was